If your living space feels like it's missing a finishing touch, you may want to consider adding moldings to your walls and ceiling. So I was just saying to Brian is when we bought our second house, you had said to me, while all the walls are open and we're in the decorating phase, you should do your moldings now.
So I did.
And then I said, and I didn't do it. And I wish I did.
Exactly. It's hard to do after.
I wish I did. It's hard to do after. So you're going to go through basically what we need to know about molding. I don't know what these things are called. A lot of us don't know what they're called at home, but we know they look so good in a home. And you're a big fan of them for your clients and for your own personal home.
Yes.
So give us a lesson on moldings,
So
please.
moldings, and I hope you get on it.
Right.
Moldings are sort of the foundation. Moldings and lighting are the most important things to do.
Yeah.
Before decorating. So a lot of people don't even know what certain moldings are called. So we have this picture of a project we did. So we have our baseboard is here, which everyone hopefully knows what a baseboard is.
Yeah, I knew that
And
one.
then around the door is the casing.
Okay.
But what people don't know is baseboards come in all different styles. So here's a very traditional one you can see from the side. And then we go to quite modern, which is like that. So really you want to have your trim represent the architecture. Also, when you're buying the baseboard, they always come with coordinating casing. So this is for your door frames and your windows.
So these two should be the same sort of, this design is
the
replicated.
profiles are the same.
Got it.
From the side. It's almost like they've cut it.
Right.
You know, there. Now, one of the things people don't realize is if here on this door, we have what's called around here a back band. Okay? It goes all the way around. And if you have a door frame that's like this,
feels a little
small,
teeny tiny.
This is what's called a back band. Now, if you have it already, you can do it when you're building.
Yeah.
But if you have it, and this just slips on and you get that extra size, it really looks more substantial. Here we have an example. So here we've got the trim, the back band, our baseboard, and then we have what's called a shoe mold. Some people remember where we say quarter round.
Yeah.
So shoe mold, the quarter round is a quarter round, but shoe molds come in beautiful designs that match your trim.
Right.
And that's good if you have gaps between the baseboard and the floor.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to add. But if you've got really sad baseboards.
Right.
And there are a lot of houses with sad baseboards.
They've been kicked and beaten up.
Or just plain.
Yeah.
You don't have to rip it out. You can just add something like that to the top of it, and you build up your trim. So you can add the back band to your existing. You just have to trim it here, and then put the shoe mold in this, and it looks so different.
It looks so substantial, and that's
the key.
You know, that's what we're looking for. That sort of bigness in the trim.
Correct. In this room, what we did was we paneled the room, but we didn't really panel the room. So the center isn't wood. We just did trim on the walls, like 4 inches flat trim, but then you put in a molding like this.
Okay, and what's this one called?
And that's just I don't even know what that's called, just a little trim. just say a little trim to go in there. And that goes in this area all the way around here.
Right.
Okay? Now,
that's an easier way to do paneling.
Much easier.
You're
because
basically
this is
just putting this on the drywall.
Correct.
And it looks like, you know, you've got wood paneling all around. You just have trim all around.
This is really something you can do yourself. You really can do this yourself because in true
I still wouldn't, but yeah, you can.
Well, both of us probably would end up with less fingers, but real paneling would be like raised wood in the center and things like that, which I have a picture of. Now, when it comes to crown molding, you can do wood or plaster.
What's the crown molding? Tell us what that is.
So the crown molding is the molding that goes along the ceiling.
Right.
Okay.
It's at the top.
Now we can do them out of plaster or wood. And you can build them up. So look at this one. So in this one, the crown is really this big from here to here.
Okay.
But what we did was we added another molding about 8 inches down. So we took this and we put it here. And then we painted the crown from there all the way up, so the crown actually looks bigger.
Oh, I see.
So that's how you can cheat.
So paint and the trim allows you to cheat a bit.
So if you have existing crown and it's a little skimpy, you can either add moldings to the bottom of it or just add a molding a few inches down. You can do the same to a baseboard. If you have a really small baseboard, like a 3-inch baseboard, you can just add the molding up here and paint from here down the trim color, and you don't realize that that's the wood in between.
It's beautiful. Okay, let's get to your next picture now so we can see how else you might want to... Oh, I just want to live there.
Isn't that a nice room? I have to say that
That's
so
a nice
room.
beautiful.
I still like that room.
And it is the architectural detail from the paneling that
Completely.
does add that extra gorgeousness to the space.
So if you don't want to panel, you can just add these moldings, these trim moldings, to the wall.
Nice.
There's no rails in between. You just nail these to the wall.
And paint the whole thing out.
Correct. But what I also do is I find on a lot of built-ins and shelves, the shelves are like 3/4 of an inch thick.
Yeah.
So here let me just see. Let's say this is your shelf there, okay? We just add that to the front and nail that onto the front.
To make it look bigger.
To make it look thicker.
Yeah.
So that's what you really want to do when you have bookshelves and you're like, it's a little skimpy with that.
Right.
And that's what we did here. So you can see, look how thick those shelves look.
Oh, yeah.
And we took the trim all the way around and on the shelves.
Beautiful.
Okay, and then
you want to show us another picture?
I do want to show you another picture. Now, you know,
sometimes it erases, sometimes it doesn't want to.
Sometimes it has a mind of its own.
It's picky.
And now our set that we saw earlier, the trim. This is a really hot trend now. These accent walls. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now
that is not like the 70s paneling we are used to.
No, not in our basement. Remember our basements with the paneling that came up 4x and a bar.
And a bar.
A bar.
Always.
And barrel bar stools.
That's right. And, you know, leather trim on the bar.
Of course. And it wasn't real leather.
Not real leather.
It was vinyl.
Vinyl.
But
it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. But we used to do it, and we still do it, individual strips.
Yeah.
But now you can buy it in long pieces.
That's so much easier.
And what happens is you just snap them together, and you can do your wall in no time. And Brenlo they're the supplier of all this. They have so many options, like they have thousands of options. But to do something like this is an afternoon project, really.
Can you imagine? And that looked like the impact of that.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Okay, so this is a good lesson on molding. Will I take the advice and do it, Brian? That is the question.
I expect everyone to do it. Do it.